As you can see here, there are branches section and the tag section. Under the branches, we have only main. We will see one real-time scenario where it is required to go for a branching strategy. In interview, they will ask this question. Why we need to go for a branches? What is the purpose of the branches? How to create the branch? Or how to delete the branch? What is the scenario it is forcing us to create a branch? Let's take one scenario. Let us assume that we are working for one application that is called ITC, right? So as of now, let us assume that in the main branch, as of now we have 10 files. Let us assume we delivered these files to the customer also. Customer is happy. He is able to open ITC application and he is going to work on it. So far everything is looking fine. The main branch contains 10 files and customer also contains these 10 files because we did a build and we shared these files to the customer also. Okay. So customer has a 10 files and he is able to access the application also. After that, he came up with two comments. One is change the color of login page. This is the one comment he is trying to ask for us. Change the color of login page. The next one is update the attachment section. Like this, he is asking two requirements. He gave two requirements at this moment. Our business analyst will have a word with client or customer or end user, all are same names. Okay, they are going to have a discussions and then they gave two comments to us. One is change the color of a login page. Second one is update attachment section. Keep in mind that change the color of a login page and update the enhancement section. This is a new, completely altogether new. So far, they don't have this feature. This one is a new feature. We can call it as a new feature. In their portal, they're asking for a attachment section. They don't have it at this moment in their application. So our development team is going to work on it. We will have a developer one. For this, we will assign task one. For developer two, we will assign task. Well, let us assume that only two developers are. Developer one is working on a task one, changing the color of a login page. Developer 2 is working on task 2, like updating the attachment section. It is altogether a new feature for the application. Okay, for task 1, suppose if we download code from main, how many files you will get now? So far, how many files are there in the main branch? 10
10
files.
files.
When you download, he will get 10 files. The same way, developer 2 is also working on that. He is also trying to download from main. When he download the files, how many files you will get? Files, because the main branch contains only 10 files. Even developer 1 download 10 files, developer 2 download 10 files, you will get it. This is the scenario now. Now let us assume that to change the color of login page, they gave only 1 day of time to work on it. Understand? To change the color of a login page, they gave only 1 day. Next, update the attachment section. New feature altogether need to be implemented. They gave 3 days of time. Someone is asking, our business analyst or product owner or a project manager is going to be involved with them. And the customer is asking that change the color of a login page in the first day. For this task, they assign only 1 day, then they are allocating. And for updating the attachment section, like they need to create a new feature in the application. For that, they give 3 days of time. Let us assume that in our project, we have only two developers, developer 1 and developer 2. For developer 1, I assign task 1. Whenever we assign a task, he downloaded the code from a main branch. So he got 10 files. Developer 2 is working on date attachment section. When he downloaded the code from main, 10 files. Let us assume that end of day one, he added 2 files first. Okay, and then he did a push. How many files are there in main branch now? At the end of the first day, he added two
12
files and then
files.
so 10 plus 2, that is called 12 files are there in the main branch. At the end of the first day itself, he also added one file. Keep in mind, this one is not yet completed. This one is not yet completely developed. But still, he also did a push. Even if it is an incomplete file, we can push it. That's not a problem. Okay. So how many files are there in main branch now? 10 or basic 10, 2 from Dow 1, and then this guy. Okay, how many files are there now? 13 files. Okay. At the end of the first day, he added 2 files. At the end of the first day, he added one file. Keep in mind, this file is incomplete because still he has 3 days of time. Maybe he will modify the same file again. Maybe he will add more content to the same file because still he has 3 days of time to complete the task. On the first day, he just created some skeleton or he just created some functions or methods and variable declarations. That's all. Maybe tomorrow he is going to implement the logic. That's the reason at the end of the first day he pushed only one file. Total 10 files are there initially, and 2 files which are there from developer one, and this guy has committed one file. Total 13 files. At the end of the first day, developer one will request to go and create a ticket to build application. At the end of the first day, what they will do is developer one will drop an email to the DevOps team, or else they will raise a ticket to build the application. Either they will drop an email to DevOps team, or else raise it. Some companies will follow only email communication for the build as well. At the end of the first day, because he want to deliver the code today. That's the reason he is dropping an email to the DevOps team. State that either they will drop an email to DevOps team or else they will raise a ticket to build an application. As a DevOps engineer, if I download the code from main, how many files I will get? How many files I will get now?
13. 13.
So I can build it. That means I will create as a package like .war file and I will do the deployment to Tomcat. Everything goes fine. Then I will give the same war file to the customer so that he will also apply the same war file. But do you feel that these 13 files are okay or what? Because at the end of the first day, developer one is only asking to send the files. He created only 2 files, but one is a partial file. Still, it has some time to commit it, to push it, but still he pushed the file. At the end of the first day, see the file which is related to the developer two, I should not deliver on the first day. I should deliver on the third day. But why you are sending this file also on the day one? Because this is incomplete file. What should you do in this case? Shall you ask developer to state that boss don't commit the files till 3 days? Is it good practice? Shall you ask developer to state that boss don't commit the files till 3 days because he has 3 days of time, but he committed the first file on the first day itself. On first day you have a build. As a DevOps engineer, if you download the code from main branch, you got 13 files. Out of these 13, 10 are an existing files, 2 are from developer 1 is from developer 2. But you don't want developer 2 file here because it is incomplete. But how to restrict it? Can you ask Dev team, developer to state that boss don't commit the file, still you have a 3 days of time, so don't commit the file. For classroom, I am taking about only one developer and I am taking only 3 days. Let us assume that in real time, if I have this feature need to be implemented in one sprint. One sprint means that 2 weeks of time and five people are working. Can you ask development team? State that boss don't commit the file till end of your sprint. No, we should not ask. So then what is the situation? First, did you understand the problem? Because on the end of the first day, developer 1 is committing the files, developer 2 is committing the files. Because developer 1 is working on changing the color of a login. Developer 2 is working on updating the enhancement, updating the attachment section. Both are working on it. At the end of the day one, he need to deliver the code to the customer, developer 1. Developer 1 need to deliver the code to the customer. That's the reason he's sending on build request to the DevOps team. As a DevOps engineer, you will download the code from main branch. So you got 13 files. Out of 13, 10 are existing files, 2 are from developer 2 and 1 is from developer. Can you ask developer 2 state that boss don't commit your files till 3 days? We should not restrict like that. In real time, let us assume that it should complete in one sprint. One sprint means that 2 weeks of time. 10 people are working. Can you restrict those 10 people? Suppose 30 people are working. Can you request those 30 people? No, right? Then what is the solution here? What is the solution here? Any idea?
Create a branch and give to developers one and two.
Yes, we need to create a batch. We need to separate them. So far, they are downloading the code from main and uploading the code to the main. Let's divide them. Let's separate them. Understand? Let's divide them or else let's separate them from downloading code and uploading the code. Both are using the same branch. Both are using the same branch to download the code or to upload the code. Let's divide this. Whenever you have this enhancement section, update attachment section, new feature, 3 days of time. That time what they will do is now will request us request DevOps team create a branch. This I'm going to call it as an enhancement. This is not an issue. This is extra feature they are expecting. So I should not call it as a defect. I should not call it as an error. I should not call it as an issue. It is an enhancement because it is altogether a new task actually. They gave just now. Okay, it is not something like you already implemented and they find out some issues. That I'm going to call it as a defect. But here it is not like that. This is a enhancement. So whenever they have an enhancement, Dev team, Dev will request DevOps team to create a branch. So what you will do is from main branch, create a enhancement branch. What will happen in that case? The main branch contains 10 files and your enhancement branch also contains 10 files because here you can see from main branch you are creating an enhancement branch. Repeating it again. From main branch you are creating an enhancement branch. So far how the files are there in the main branch, those will copy to this enhancement branch. Suppose so far you have in main branch like 10 files, only those 10 files will be copied. So far you have 7,694 files, those all the files will be copied to enhancement. Okay, whenever you create a branch, based on where that is most important. This is most important. From main branch, you are creating an enhancement branch. So main branch will contain 10 files and enhancement branch will contain 10 files. So after that, now one will work on main branch. Dev 2 will work on enhancement. Okay. Dev 1 is working on a main branch and developer 2 is working on an enhancement branch. If developer 1 has checked out the code from a main branch, how many files he will get? 10 files. So developer 1 is going to add 2 files on day 1. So when he do a push, how many files are there in main branch? Plus 2. Total 12 files. Okay. Developer 1 main branch contain 10 files. He used the same branch to download the code and to update the data. So he created only 2 files on the day 1 and then he did a push. So main branch contains 12 files. Next, enhancement. Developer 2 created only 1 file on day 1 and then he did a push. So your enhancement branch contains how many files will be there in enhancement so far? 10. Now he added only 1 file. Total 11 files are there in enhancement. Day 1, whenever developer 1 has requested to create a build, one request for build. At the time he will mention also from which branch you should go and build it. If he didn't mention, like he simply dropped an email that please do a build, then you should ask it from which branch I need to create a build. Then he will mention as a main branch because he checked in the code into the main branch. He pushed the code into the main branch. So when the one request for the build, at that time download code from main branch as a DevOps engineer. Build it and do the deployment, everything is fine. Then send this file over. When you send this WAR file, how many files are there? Only 12 files. We are not including the file which is incomplete because we already separated them with a branch. Let us assume that developer, yeah, the one request for the build and we downloaded the code from the main branch. Let us assume that on day 1 he created 1 file. Next, developer 2 again. On day 2 he created one more file. On day 2. And then he pushed to enhancement branch. Just we are separating him. That's all. We are giving one more branch. It is just like a folder. Suppose if you have a cricket team, you need to update some player names. Suppose in your system, if you have Hyderabad folder, Mumbai folder, and Chennai folder, it is easy for you. At the end, if management is asking how many players are there, let's create one more name as a cricket team and include all them and then give it to the management. The same way here also. When you have a players from different states, create different folders, update it. At the end, if they ask, combine it and then give it to them. The same thing here also. You created a branch called enhancement from a main branch. So far, they have 10 files. So developer 2 has downloaded the developer 2 has downloaded the code from enhancement and then he updated 1 file. So 11 files. Second day also he created one more file. So 11 plus 1. Total 12 files. The same thing he is going to apply on third day also because he has a time for 3 days. Developer 2 one more file on day 3. So far he have 12 and then one total 13 files are there in the enhancement. Then at the end of third day, the end of third day, developer 2 will request for the pay. Understand? Because at the end of the day 3, he need to send the files to the customer. That's the reason he is sending build request on day 3. Developer 2 will send the request for the build. At the time when you download code from consoles. So how many files you will get? 13 files. So as a DevOps engineer, what you will do? Create a WAR file and then give it to the customer. That's all. So your main branch contains 12 files. Your enhancement branch contains 13 files. Out of these 12, out of these 13, 10 files are common. After that, what we need to do is, after end of the third day, once is done on the branch, if you feels that everything looks perfect, when you will get that confirmation, when you create a var file and when you do the deployment, our testing team is going to test it whether the files are expecting as per the requirement or not. If everything goes fine, at the end of the .NET, developer 2 will raise a PR request to us. PR stands for pull request. PR stands for pull request. At the end of his work, because he want how many files he created out of 13? Three files he is created. Now he want to copy these three files from enhancement branch to main branch because we should have only single point of contact. It is not something like everybody is going to create a branches and working on it. That's fine. Create a branch, work on it. But end goal is after the work is completed, we should merge the changes to the main branch. That is fundamental rule in version. Okay, it is not something like I created a branch, I work on it, everything is perfect, I will leave it. No, you should merge to the main branch. That is most important. So these three files you need to merge it. For that, what he did is developer 2 will raise a pull request to us to the DevOps team. So you can review it. What are the files he created? Three files. Whether it has any issues or not, whether it has any security violation and all, you can check it and then do a merge. So that three files which are created by Dev2 will merge to main branch. So now main branch contains how many files? Initial how many files? 10. Developer 2 has created how many files?
13,
Two.
13 files total.
No, no, no. Developer 2 has created 2, right? Developer 1 has created the files into the main branch. So initially 10 files. Developer 1 has created 2 files. Plus developer 2 created how many files?
3
One,
files.
one. So total how many files? 15 files in the main branch. That means your main branch contains developer 1 changes as well as developer 2 changes. That is 15 files. And then you can delete an enhancement branch. Create a branch, work on it. Once your work is done, do the merge to the main branch and then delete it. This is the process. Okay. So suppose if you have a different teams from different states, create a different folders, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai. If somebody asks you what are the cricket player names, combine all together and give it. The same way here also. When you have a work, create a branch, work on it. And what are the files are modified, what are the files you created, those files need to be merged to the main branch. That is most important. How? The way. Developer 2 will raise a pull request to us and you can review it and you can approve it so that the changes will be merged to the main branch. So your main branch will contain developer 1 changes as well as developer 2 changes. Understand or do you have any questions with the branch? Is it good practice to have a branch? Yes. If you don't have a branch, everybody is working on a single branch that is called main. But you have a scenarios on the day one you want to deliver the code, developer 1 is working on for it. But developer 2 is also working on it with a different feature. But still he has 3 days of time. He committed a file with incomplete. What will happen if we commit a file? Nothing will happen. The file will come. But as a DevOps engineer, when you want to build it, when you download the code from main, you will get the file which is not required at this moment. And the two incomplete files you will get it. We don't want that one because he has 3 days of time and then he is implementing that file. It is not yet completed. So if you got that incompleted file, your build will fail. You can't deliver the code to the customer. As simple as that. That's the reason. Let's work on the enhancement. Create a branch and give it to him so that he will work on it. Once he is done, he will merge to main branch. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Whale, Ras, Pranay, Geeta, Vinita. I'm good. Okay. What about you, Geeta?
No,
What about you, Vinita? Is it clear or do you have
Yeah,
some
I'm good.
questions?
No, I'm clear.
What about you, Whale, Pranay?
Yeah, I'm good.
What about you, Pranay? Ras?
No questions, Chanda.
You understand, right? Why we are creating a branch? What is the problem? We don't create a branch. What is the problem? Everybody is trying to upload the data into the main branch. We do have a different dates for delivering the patches to the customer. Okay, that's the reason we need to create a branch. Let's create a branch. Creation of branch from GUI is very, very simple. But understand the concept in the background is most important. That is the reason I'm telling that DevOps is a process. DevOps is a process. Okay. So in the main branch, how many files you have? Info and welcome.txt. Now I'm going to create a branch. How to create a branch? Let me open it. Let me download the code into the F drive and delete the existing files. I'm creating one file called Java. Okay, fill this space down. Here you need to download the code. So git clone from the URL. How to get the URL here? You can keep this and then copy this. Go here, copy it. So the code was copied. Just go and check. Here inside ITC you have the code. Info and welcome. So go inside the folder called ITC. First you need to check on which branch you are in now. So what is the command to check it? Here you can see the star mark. Star is indicating that you are on that particular branch. So far in Git, how many branches are there? Only one branch, that is called main. Star indicates that you are on that particular branch. Now you want to create a branch. How to create a branch in? Should remember the command. You need a command, right? This is from graphical user interface. Using command. Git branch, git branch, branch name. What is this? Yeah, git branch, branch name. So git branch enhancement. Branch here you can see enhancement was created. Earlier, when you use git branch, you can see only main branch. But now you can see an enhancement. But keep in mind that the branch was created in your local system. It was not updated here unless and until you use git push. Am I right or wrong? See here, you don't have enhancement because you didn't push this branch created in your local system. You didn't push it. How to push? Git checkout, creation of branch, mm, git push hyphen d origin, capital D hyphen capital B branch name, origin, and git push hyphen B branch origin enhancement. Okay, there is an issue. Okay, hyphen capital B. Yeah, okay. Let me use small b. Git push hyphen branch. Okay. Let me check this one. Git push origin enhancement. Okay, the branch was pushed. This is the command to push your branch from your local machine to central repository. Git push origin means that central. Wherever you see origin in the Git, that they are talking about central. That's all. Okay. Git push origin enhancement. Come here and then check it out. Just refresh the page. Can you able to see enhancement? And also you should observe one more point. In main branch, how many files are there? Info and welcome.txt. In enhancement, how many files are there? Info and welcome.txt. Let us assume that I am working on enhancement. Use git branch. Still I am on main branch. I want to switch to enhancement branch. How will you switch? Git checkout the branch name. Okay. When you use checkout, that means you are switching between the branches. You should see the star mark here. That means you are on main branch. Now I want to be work on enhancement. That's the reason I'm using git checkout enhancement. Next check git branch. Here you can see the star mark was changed. Earlier it was with main branch. Now it was with enhancement because you switched to enhancement branch. What is the command? Git checkout and the branch. That's all. Now let's open the source code here. This is enhancement branch. Let's put some file here which is related to enhancement, like attachment. He created one. So after that, see, keep in mind we are working on enhancement branch. So use git status, modify the file, then add the file, then commit the file. Git commit hyphen m on the message goes like this. After that, I am trying to boost two things. Either you can use git push origin enhancement. You can push like this, or else you can push directly like this. Git push because it already know to which branch it should go. Git push the current branch enhancement has no upstream project. Git push okay. Git push origin enhancement. Git push origin enhancement. The code will go to enhancement branch. Let's go and check here. Enhancement. Let's refresh the page. See, we have attachment section. But if you go here, if you go to main, do you have main? Do you have an attachment file? No, because that is related to the enhancement branch. So let us assume that I am done with my work. After that, what should I do is I should create a pull request. See here, click on pull request. From where to where you should select it. Enhancement has reset one push again. Okay. See here. Compare and review is just about nothing. Branches tags. Example comparison. Enhancement and the main. See. From compare. Base is where? From main branch compared to enhancement. Okay. First one change. One. This is the file. You can't create pull request. Add your description if you want. Base is main. Compare is this one. Okay. Click on create pull request. Checking the ability of matching. That is also done. Next, match pull request. Confirm the match. See, into main from enhancement. This is done. Matched also. Okay. Pull request successfully matched and closed. Okay. Come back to here. Come back to code. See, in the main branch, you got attachment up. Once you are done with your branch activity, create a pull request and do a merge so that the changes will come to main branch. See, in the main you have attachment and in enhancement also you have this section. But I don't want this code again because you already have it in the main branch. I want to delete it. Please make sure to delete it. It should not be on the same branch. Keep in mind. This is not something like you are on a tree and you are trying to cut down the same tree. That is not the case, right? The same thing here also. If you want to delete the enhancement branch, you should not be on the enhancement branch. Then what should I do? Git account main branch. I switch to the main branch. How to check? Git branch. I was on the main branch now. I want to delete enhancement. How to delete a branch? Go here. To delete a branch in git branch hyphen delete branch. Okay. So git branch hyphen delete branch name. This is the branch. If you are make sure that to delete it, run git branch hyphen d. Okay. Hyphen capital they are asking to use it. Deleted branch enhancement. How to check? Git branch. It was deleted. But keep in mind, it was not applied here. Still you can see enhancement. Even though if you refresh, here you can see enhancement. Because you didn't push it. You didn't push it. Use git push. You are in main branch and deleted enhancement. And then use git. What is that? Yeah, because failed to push because your main branch is updated with the enhancement branch. Your main branch contains enhancement.txt file. That is not in my local, right? That is not there in my local. That's the reason. First, what should I do? First, I need to get the latest changes, and then I should use push. Actually, also we see in the same scenario. You should be in a sync, right? Let me check here. Let me refresh it. Still, you have enhancement. Why? Git branch was deleted, but it was not uploaded. So, what is the command? Steps to delete a branch in local git branch hyphen delete. You need to push it. Yeah, this is the branch. This is the command you should use it. Okay, this. Go here. Git push origin hyphen delete space branch name called enhancement. Okay, git push origin hyphen delete enhancement so that the branch will be deleted on the central repository. Wherever you looked at this origin, it is talking about central repository. Git push origin hyphen delete enhancement. Or just go and check here. Refresh it. Check it out. You don't have enhancement branch. So once the work is done with the branch, you can create a pull request so that the changes will come to main branch and then delete your branch. Now the command, this is the command. Let me put the command in short. Branch hyphen d the branch. Okay. To delete a branch, git branch hyphen d and the branch name in the bracket we need to mention. Anyway, I will provide the document also. No need to worry to copy these commands. Okay. Any more questions? Branch and why we are creating a branch and how to delete a branch and how to delete a branch in local, how to delete a branch in central report. Any questions so far? Vinita, Geeta, Vail, or any
Not
confusion?
now.
Okay. What about you, Raz?
I'm good.
What about you, Pranay, Vinita, Vail?
Yeah, no questions from my end.
I'm good.
What about you, Vail?
Yeah, I'm good too. No questions.
Yeah, please do the practice so that if you have any questions, you can ask me in tomorrow session. Please do the practice. Okay. Thank you guys for
Oh,
joining the session. See you in the tomorrow session at same time.
That's good. Thank you very
Tomorrow
much.
also, tomorrow also have a class at same time.
Okay, thank you very much.
okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you all.
Please
Thank
do
you.
the
Thank you.
Bye.